In 1989, screenwriter Bob Gale and director Robert Zemeckis were faced with one question. What probably happens in October 21st, 2015?
That's the closest thing I could find. I don't own an orange down vest. I'm Charles James Marlowe, and I have a story. Crispin Glover was George McFly in the first Back to the Future movie. He did not return for the sequels for a contractual dispute, let's leave it at that. He was replaced by an actor named Jeffrey Weissman. For the most part, Jeffrey Weissman was to put on prosthetic makeup that made him look like Crispin Glover, although looked really weird up close. But, you know, just stand from a distance, play his two characters from the first movie, being young George and middle-aged George. However, in that movie, they made a trip to October 21st, 2015, which you might recognize as today's date. And there were two advantages they had at that point. Number one, George McFly had not appeared at 77 years old yet, so Jeffrey Weissman couldn't be judged on how closely he mimicked a previous performance. And number two, everyone that was supposed to be made 60 years older was wearing as much makeup as he had to look like Crispin Glover. Why is that at all relevant to the title of this video? I will tell you. When I was 14, I posted an impression video. This was 2007. It was not good. It was actually really bad. It got 100,000 views. Yeah, the comments were not to be desired. It wasn't just like, this video is bad, you are not good at impressions. It was like, please kill yourself. Eventually, I honestly had to delete the video because I was just not checking the comments on that video, but then they started sending me private messages, so you can't find it. But there was one comment that was good enough to make up for the hundreds of terrible ones, because there was one spot-on impression in that video amongst the terrible, really bad ones. And that would be the 77-year-old George McFly, as played by Jeffrey Weissman. I, of course, had to write as played by Jeffrey Weissman in the description, because otherwise I was worried I would get comments like, "That sounds nothing like Crispin Glover! What, do you think you can do impressions? You can't do impressions!" Because it wasn't Crispin Glover. Then Jeffrey Weissman made a YouTube, and he looked up if anyone had... He looked up his name. He Googled himself. No one's beyond it. Come on, you've done it at least once. And he found one video about him. One video that showed up when you searched his name. And that was my impression of a character he kind of sort of originated. 77-year-old George McFly. And he commented, "You did old George better than I did." To this day, I have only released one video that could replicate that number of views, that got up to 100,000. And the comments did not say kill yourself. In fact, let me read a comment for you. "Your voice acting is amazing. It's so great how you can capture the perfect pitch and essence of each character. It requires a lot of perspective and talent. Congrats." I don't know if I would still be doing impressions today had Mr. Weissman not left that comment. I can't say. I can't go back to the past and change one thing and see how it affected the future. All I know is that movie and its cast, especially Jeffrey Weissman, have made my future just a little bit brighter.
So you're saying the origins of your voice acting date back to October 21st, 2015? And that's today! And you have 8 years of experience? That's an anomaly if I've ever heard one.
Okay, that was a bad impression, which is why you gotta find the ones that you're good at rather than trying 38,000 that everyone other comedian and impressionist does.